Now there is some light snow falling, and it's beginning to accumulate on the roadways and certainly on the sidewalks, which where we have about a ½ to an inch of accumulation. It's the sides of the roads that are starting to pick up at least a coating, and that is turning very slushy and slippery. I want to show you how the commute is going, and the best part about today is the fact that schools had an early dismissal, and that means a lot of the congestion that we normally see, well, it really wasn't on the roadways. And we're along South Pearl Street and Madison, right where you start to turn on to 787. As I check my mirror, I'm going to keep my eyes in front of me. Obviously, safety first. Just like having a conversation with the passenger. The roadways are starting to get slippery, and especially the on-ramps and the off-ramps. You can see that, for the most part, it's wet. But you get onto some of the elevated highways, that's when we start to run into at least some problems, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to be heading to 787 north at this point, and you can actually see that we're still in pretty good shape here as we begin our entrance onto the highway. This is as you go towards the Port of Albany. You have a choice of splitting off to the left or heading on to 787, and then that's exactly what we're seeing, pretty much wet roadways as we are driving this evening. There was some snow buildup when we were on 90, leaving our stations in Schenectady, heading towards 787. And again, that was probably the worst part of things. And I think the road crews have done a great job pre-treating the roadways. And another vantage point, you can see a lot of the roadways are pretty much wet. It's the shoulders and the on-ramps and off-ramps that we have had a few issues. And you can see as we begin to merge onto 787, the traffic is moving right along. And if we have just another 10 seconds, you can see as we make our way, we're doing the speed limit, which is about 30 miles per hour up the on-ramp. And you can see the cars that are heading northbound aren't really experiencing any problems. But if you're heading 90 east, that's the Mass Pike, that's where we're going to have major problems. And that's where our team coverage continues with Pat Bailey, who is now live in Pittsfield. Pat, how are things out that way?
Well, Chris, the roads are closed out here as well. Governor Deval Patrick sent out this memorandum about 2 o'clock this afternoon to all municipalities telling them to close the roads. All roads in Massachusetts are closed up. That's starting at 4 o'clock. Now, of course, there are some exceptions out there. Those people who didn't get out of work until after 4 o'clock can get on the roads and head home. As you can see, a car on the roadway here. Some people just choosing not to pay attention to that road closure at all. But take a look at the businesses. We're on a pretty main stretch of road here in Pittsfield, which connects Lenox and Pittsfield at South Street. The businesses, gas stations normally at this hour that would be open are closed right now, and we got to assume that that's due to the fact that roads are also closed in the state of Massachusetts. As we said, we are in Pittsfield, and the mayor here says he wants all cars off the road at 6:30. If you have a driveway, put it on your driveway. If not, put it on the sidewalk. The parking ban is on because they want to be able to clear the snow out of the roads and do their jobs. Now, of course, we're here in the Berkshire Mountains where they get a lot of snow to begin with, so some people we talked with today said although they're not welcoming the snow, 2 feet of snow to them, no big deal. Why are you running? Careful, careful, careful. This woman was in a rush to get home, hoping to beat Nemo to her house. At the same price shopper, Maureen Brigitzi was stocking up just in case Nemo shut her in. Expecting 2 feet, is that a lot for people out here?
Not really. I think it's manageable. Absolutely. Yeah, it is a lot, but we're used to it.
Even though Courtney McCardle is used to the snow, it doesn't mean she's welcoming it. So what's your plans for tonight?
Grocery shopping and staying in. Yeah.
Gonna wait out the storm?
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow, so we'll see.
You're not looking forward to that, are you, in the morning?
In the afternoon, so I'll probably have to anyways.
Dig out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In order to help his Pittsfield residents deal with the snow, Mayor Bianchi has been watching the Weather Channel to know just how to deploy his staff for cleanup.
They are all geared up and ready to go, and we've got a great experienced crew. And we also have a crew of private contractors that will help out. So, and we also have about 300 tons of salt. So we're prepared to go, and this is nothing new for us.
Now, these are what the roads look like right now in Massachusetts, at least here in Pittsfield. As you can see, not a lot of accumulation, but there is a lot of slush, and it's starting to get very cold out here as the night goes on. So, of course, the concern is that that slush may freeze over, and, of course, more snowfall onto the roads as the night goes on. Now, when we got here about 1 o'clock, it really was not snowing at all, basically. Around 3 o'clock, it started to snow. 4 o'clock into 5 o'clock, it started to come down even more. And it's been pretty steady, I would say, for the last hour or so. But the really big concern out here, if you're driving or walking, or, of course, standing in it, the wind. It's really blowing the snow all over, and as we said, it's starting to get cold out here, so it's creating a very messy conditions. Now, one of the concerns out here, one of the exceptions out here is the media. We'll be able to drive around the roads tonight. We'll be able to bring you stories for the newscast tonight, of course, at 10 and 11. But for now, we are live in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Pat Bailey, CBS 6 News.